Hello everyone and welcome to the fourth section of the course Creating Mockups and Presenting Your Work Professionally. The name of the first video is Getting Started with Mockups. So this is going to be an introductory video to the topic of making mockups and presenting your web project professionally. And first of all, we're going to discover what actually mockups are. Mockups are static displays of how the visuals of the final product should look. This offers you the opportunity to make the vital decisions about color schemes, typography, and style, affording you some time to experiment to ensure your final choices are the best choices. So basically, we're going to use mockups when we are presenting, let's say, minimal valuable products or simulation of products of the web projects that we're developing in Adobe Photoshop to potential customers or to colleagues and team members. And there are four main types of mockups. The first of all, mockups can be drawn by hand or using a graphic software. So this is in cases when you want to just make some sketches of the way your website is going to look, and this can be also understood as a mockup. So for example, if you draw a smartphone and inside some blocks, this could be a hand-drawn mockup. Mockups can be hard-coded using a web development environment, so this is more for the cases when you're developing web or desktop applications. In this case, the mockup is not going to present the visual way of looking of your project, but it is going to include some basic hard-coded functions inside. Mockups can be also made in a full-size model. This is more for non-web products or for hardware products. And mockups can be presented as an animation or a simulation video. So I'm opening Photoshop right now, and as you can see here, I have this mockup opened with this laptop with a blank white screen. So I'm going to unlock the background layer first of all. And the thing that I'm going to do right now is actually adding content to this white screen of this laptop. So this actually is a mockup placeholder, and in some of the upcoming videos, you're going to understand some useful tips and tricks in order to create great looking mockups and presentations of your projects. But now I'm going to use this smart object copy of this website group of layers, which is a free licensed template downloaded from the web. And the thing that we need to do in order to create a very simple static mockup of our project is just to convert all the layers into a single smart object file, and I'm just going to copy it and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so this was the first step. The next thing that I'm going to do is hiding it and going to the layer 0. The thing that we need to do is actually adding a mask of this blank white screen of this device here. So in order to do this, you can use some of the select tools. In our case, because everything is in white, I'm going to use the magic wand tool. I'm just going to press here, and I'm going to add a new mask here from the icon to add layer mask. Now we're ready. We have successfully added our layer mask to this particular layer. So the next thing I'm going to do is duplicating it, and I'm going to undo a little bit. The first thing that you need to do is actually creating a layer mask for this project, and I'm going to duplicate this layer first of all using Ctrl and J. So the next thing I'm going to do is using the magic wand tool, I'm going to make a selection of the screen, and I'm going to turn it up to a layer mask. So now we're ready with our layer mask. You can see it right here. And the next thing I'm going to do is actually making the website copy smart object visible. I'm going to select it, and holding shift, I'm just holding Ctrl, I'm going to see this icon appearing here, and I'm going to left click. And this is the way you're just going to include the whole smart object inside this layer mask that we have created of the screen of this device. And the next thing that we need to do is actually to fit it inside. So I'm going to press Ctrl and T in order to open the free transform tool. And if I increase the size, you can see how it is changing. So first of all, I'm going to increase the size a little bit. And after that, we are going to start working with the perspective. So I'm pressing Enter right now. And if we go to the Edit menu and to the Transform menu, you can find Perspective. So I'm pressing on it. And from here, we can change the perspective of our project in order to fit it inside the screen and the way it's going to look inside this device. So we can increase it a little bit, of course, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit because this is a very big layer actually. I'm going to do just like that. Move it a little bit to this direction. Okay. Just like that. Okay, and I'm going to press enter right now. And the next thing that I need to do is again using some of the transform tools. For example, you can use the warp tool in order to adjust the edges of the project. So for example, here I'm going to increase it a little bit, move it this way, here on this way, and a little bit on this way. Okay, I'm pressing enter right now. And if I use again the free transform tool for last time, you can see that we have pretty much adjusted the position of this layer inside the blank screen of this laptop device. So this is the way you're just going to add some perspective to your layers. For example, if perspective is not working, you can use other tools such as skew, distort, or rotate. So for example, if you use the skew tool, it is going to do something like this. It is going to add some depth to the layer that we are currently working with, which can be also useful in our case. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, pressing enter. And after that, of course, you can use every single transform tool in order to adjust the way your layer is going to look on this mockup placeholder. So this is the after and this is the before. So this is the way you're just going to add a smart object layer made up by the whole content of your web design layout project in Adobe Photoshop, and turn it into a mockup again in Adobe Photoshop in order to present it in a more creative and more beautiful way. Mockups are an important part of the way you're going to present your projects to your potential customers. In this video, you have learned the basics of mockups in web design. You have also discovered the different types of mockups and have been shown a real example of making a very simple static mockup in Adobe Photoshop.